Good day, my SM viewers. This is Satellite Media. This is actually Michael. You were saying that Nnamdi Kanu never asked for negotiation. Is this something you have on good authority, or you have some level of classified information at that level?
Yes, in section 17 of the Court of Appeal allowed the judge, Binta Yanko, in this regard, to suggest or put it online or on the table where two warring factions can settle out of the court. It is constitutional. It was not suggested by Nnamdi Kanu. It was not suggested by Nnamdi Kanu's lawyer. It was a statement made because they know so that they cannot win Nnamdi Kanu in the court. So Justice Binta Yako made that suggestion, but all of a sudden, you people, the media, turn it against Nnamdi Kanu, turn it against the lawyer, turn everything and say Nnamdi Kanu. You can see it, but you can see it. Who is asking for negotiation now?
Well, by the time you are attacking the media, is it not opinion, people's opinion we are seeking? We are not fronting any opinion.
Reporting such a sensitive story, or you want to use it on your cover, you have to report exactly what it is. Do you know what he said? That Nnamdi Kanu is seeking negotiation with the federal government when you knew that there is a law, a Court of Appeal Act, that empowers the judge to suggest that the two warring parties can settle out of the court. Was it reported like that? I'm asking you now.
Were you in court? Were you in court that day?
You should understand that very well, where these things are going. But instead of that, it was manipulated. So until the revelation came, everywhere is quiet. We followed the story and we discovered that the media is part of the problem why Nigeria has always find themselves in a situation of helplessness and hopelessness. So anybody that's projecting that to the media or projecting that is not projecting well for his own development. Because Nnamdi Kanu represent development, Nnamdi Kanu represent justice, Nnamdi Kanu represent social justice at the same time. Nnamdi Kanu represent anything that had to do with good governance and humanity. Nnamdi Kanu represent freedom. Nnamdi Kanu represent determination, perseverance, advancement. Anything that has to do with humanity is what Nnamdi Kanu represents.
Okay, now it's good that you are setting this record straight. But Mr. Chinedu, help us speak about what Nnamdi Kanu said personally in court that day, that he condemned killing in the southeast, whether the military, whether civilians, that he don't want people to be made widow. Help us throw light into it.
Yes, because he been seen in the position of Nelson Mandela, who did not want violence to his approach, but Stephen Biko introduced the outswing of the ANC as at that time. Nnamdi Kanu is a just man, a reasonable man, a man of many parts, a man that can be defined, by what his personality we are already seeing. You can see him, he's been loved by everybody, but the enemies are beginning to love him. I mean, Nnamdi Kanu himself. Enemies of Nnamdi Kanu, Biafrans, they are beginning to love Biafrans because of Nnamdi Kanu, because the man is resilient. When they move soldiers, 28 soldiers to Nnamdi Kanu's house, they murder at will, and they feel there's no consequences. Those people you killed, their brothers at that time, they are the ones asking you, do not come closer to us. What did you do? Now the Kanu will always ask for peace, for sanity, and that is what he's doing. That what they did to him was quite is an injustice. But two wrongs can never make a right. There's an Igbo man for you, and he has taken his position based on that, and we are beginning to see things as they unveil that his continuous detention is a major threat to Nigeria, the entire Nigeria, and that is why that once he step up, because people has come to love him because he's been seen as a straightforward person. He's coming out is going to bring sanity, because he understands his position and he understands his personality, and of course Nnamdi Kanu's influence is large.
Okay, now, I think looking at the the situation, since it was the judge that actually gave the insinuation or rather the direction. But I don't think it's a bad move, if I should ask you.
No, how would you see it's a bad move? It's not even a bad move. It is something that is there already. It's not. It's a law. It's part of the constitution. So if you leverage on that, if you're suggesting that, we'll look at how it goes. The kind of negotiation they are going to come up with. And you can see that because the federal government initiated it, you can see they have started already mobilizing for that. And that is what it's supposed to be, because Nnamdi Kanu is an just man.
Okay, now, Mr. Chinedu Mike, I know you are an political analyst of international repute. Now, finally, on this, help us extrapolate as a kind of projection what you think would play out in that negotiation.
Of course, what is going to play out is that there is not going to be any form of condition, and you can see in recent week, you can see the political moves by Atiku Abubakar in that regard. He has visited Babangida, he visited the man in Daura, talking about Muhammad Buhari. He also visited Senator Dingy in company of Dino Melaye. All these things were part of the moves that has been seen as trying to create an atmosphere where people is not going to see Nnamdi Kanu as an idol, because Nnamdi Kanu is going to control the entire Nigeria, and in Nigeria they are going to discuss, in Nnamdi Kanu's presence they are going to discuss the future of Nigeria. That's what it means, and that is why you see all those political moves recently happening, that Nnamdi Kanu have become a rallying point, but both the Hausas, the Yorubas, and of course the Igbos.
I think that is a good place to let it go, if you permit me, Mr. Chinedu Michael. The parting word is Nnamdi Kanu is now a rallying point across the country. I must say a very big thank you, Mr. Chinedu Michael. Thank you very much. This is Satellite Media.